meeting to order. Please bow your heads as I ask a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and for the many blessings. As we do our business here today and always, help us to seek to do what is right and what is pleasing in your sight. We ask you to continue to bless our community, those who work and serve our citizens. Name I pray.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a full quorum today. Approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The move. Approval of the agenda.
Ready for your approval, Mr. Chairman.
Don't have any presentations. We'll go straight into the agenda. Debate agenda. New business.
Thank you. Good morning. First item we have is for a grant from the Georgia Department of Human Services for public transit. This is for senior rides to the senior center. That's reimbursed in FY26 at $18 per ride. And the contract is there for the chairman to sign. Staff recommends.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved.
Next, we have some donations for animal services. Richard Jeffries, $100. Stephanie Cranack, $250. And Attic Treasures, $3,000. Staff recommends approval.
Move to,
Go ahead. You go
move to consent.
ahead. Is this normal? Are we up above last year in donations? 'Cause it's like,
I would have to check, but I believe that's probably a fair.
Close.
Linda's nodding her head, yes.
Second.
moved.
Final item is the service agreement with the Columbia County Library System. This agreement outlines services that the new system will provide, outlines budget appropriations from GPLS. That includes the salary reimbursement, materials grants, and system services grant. The Columbia County Library System Board approved this at their last meeting, and staff recommends.
Move to consent.
Second.
We don't have any other committees, nothing added. Legal matters?
None.
Legal matters? Go straight into staff reports.
Good morning. I have our run reports and budget report for any questions you have.
No, sir, I don't.
I'm calling to order the Public Works and Engineering Services Committee to order for Tuesday, November 25th. Have already given the prayer and the pledge this morning, and we have a full quorum with 3 members present. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting?
So moved.
Second.
They are approved. Do we have any changes to today's agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair. Item I-1C10, this was an acceptance of improvement. Staff's still working on that. We'd ask to delete that from this agenda, and we'll bring it back to a future.
Okay, we will make that change and move forward with the rest of the items as presented. Given we have no presentation or consent agenda items this morning, we will head into the debate agenda. Excuse me, and we will begin with Mr. Schlochter.
Thank you, ma'am. First one I have for you is a radius encroachment easement agreement. This is an agreement with GDOT that will allow a neighboring property owner to put a radius return in front of county property. Sounds confusing.
It is.
GDOT has a rule that if you make any improvements on a state route in front of someone else's property, they have to agree to allow you to do it. So in this case, there's a map here of the layout. They are putting in a driveway on the parcel at the corner of Columbia Road. Their driveway has a radius to tie into Columbia Road. That radius actually sticks out in front of county property. So it's not on county property, doesn't affect county property in any way, shape, or form, but because it's directly in front of county property, this body has to agree to allow it to happen. Done these before. We've had to get others to do it for us when we were building roads. It's just, basically, we're acknowledging that they're making improvements in the right of way in front of us and not affect us.
First one I remember in a decade. So. Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
Prather to come up and do the next two.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Morning.
I have 2 items for your consideration this morning. The first is the rejection of bids for the Pollard House. We've been working on design with the Pollard House over the last year. We went through design and had some preliminary cost estimates that we thought were correct. However, the market changed our opinion on that. We are rejecting bids and going back to VE this project, value engineer this project, so we need to knock out quite a bit of money on this. So we'll be working with staff and administration to make sure we can get it within budget and rebid it at a later date. But staff does recommend rejecting the bids received by SD.
How long do you think that will take to redesign and put it back out for bid?
Typically, it's going to take 3 to 4 months.
Are you seeing prices coming down yet?
We're seeing aggressive prices and bids closer together. So on this particular project, most of the bids were together. We did have a low bidder who was about 17% lower. So that threw us a little ball, but yes, we're seeing a lot more involvement.
Prices are. Move to reject. Is that what I would say?
Second.
Reject.
Second item for your consideration this morning is an independent contract agreement with Thompson Roofing for the re-roofing of the Columbia County Cares building. So during Hurricane Helene, we sustained some wind damage up there. After reviewing the roof with the insurance company and the engineer that they use as a consultant, we decided to do a retrofit. We just did this kind of similar project at Building D&E, procurement building. So this is a retrofit over the top of the existing metal roof. And this project is up in Appling, so just make sure you're comfortable where it's at. Staff recommends approval with the contract with Thompson Roofing for the amount of $70,965.
Move to consent.
Second.
Do you see any additional improvements needed to be made on that building in the future possibly, or?
So currently, the CARES is on the right side of the building and the probate, DA, and some other storage is on the left. We have been doing some HVAC upgrades there, and we're still working on solutions for storage for the courthouse, some different ideas.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Gordon.
Good morning. The first item I have for you this morning is an independent contractor agreement with Dutch Root Control for Professional Services. They have a group that performs inflow and infiltration studies. Over in the Jones Creek area, we're having a serious issue that we've had trouble chasing down that overwhelms our pump stations when it rains. And we're in risk of having an overflow in that area. So we want to track this down and repair any areas that have inflow when it rains. And so we're looking to contract out with them to perform. They go and put flow devices and level sensing units in the area, and they have some specialized software that kind of will print a report for us to kind of tell us where we need to look and where we need to make improvements in our system. And this is budgeted in our general operating budget, and it's for $64,999.58, and staff recommends approval.
I guess it's good that it hadn't rained.
Yeah, it's been dry lately, yes, sir.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
All right, the last item I have for you is purchase of valves for our water line cleaning project. We bid this project out a little over 6 months ago, and we did that because we knew there were some long lead time items with valves. Gives the contractor time contract signed, everything about 4.5 to 5 months to order and receive valves. Well, we got to a week and a half before we were supposed to start the project last week, and we had no valves. So I had to make a decision to call another vendor, order valves, and get them in. We did that in time to keep the project on schedule so we can clean the lines this February. And so we were able to order those and get them in a week's time. It's not wasted because we can use those valves in other places. We ordered a total of 6 valves, 2 30s, 2 24s, and 2 20-inch valves. The 30-inch valves, we bid out a project on December 11th that I'm going to use on. We'll just put an addendum into that contract, and when we get those valves in, we'll use on that contract. And the 24s and 40s, I'm going to cancel off the end of this one because one of our last things we're going to do is over on General Wood, we're going to put some valves in. And we haven't received those, so we'll just cancel that. So it's not going to be wasted money. It'll come back out of the contract. But I did want to bring that to you and let you know I did order it to keep this contract on schedule. And just as for the total cost of the valves is $203,750, and staff recommends approval.
How many valves is that?
There was just 6 in this order. There's
Expensive valve.
probably 20 or 30 valves total in the whole project, but
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Thank you. Morning, Mr. Titus.
Morning. The first item we have for your consideration is Resolution 25-38 on the creation of a no parking zone on Grimaud Boulevard. Grimaud Boulevard is about 1,000 feet east of Chamberlain Road on the north side of William Few Parkway. Staff received some complaints about large trucks parking in this commercial industrial section off of Grimaud Boulevard. We investigated, realized that these trucks are creating issues with sight distance from a safety perspective, and also they're tearing up the road when they're getting in, on and off the shoulders. So we recommend installing no parking zones through that section of Grimaud Boulevard as shown on the exhibit. Roads and Bridges would install those, so county forces would do that, and it's been designed by traffic engineering. Staff recommends approval of the resolution to create the no parking zone.
Remind me, is there some sort of percentage of residents that have to sign to agree, or is it just that you have a complaint and look at it and address it?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Like with streetlights and speed bumps, there's a percentage of residents that live.
No, if we receive a complaint from the board or residents, we'll investigate, and if we consider it's creating a traffic issue, safety issue, tearing up our infrastructure, then the board has the authority to install a no parking or establish a no parking zone.
Okay, thank you.
Sheriff gonna enforce it?
This will allow him to enforce it. If you don't take this action, he has no authority to enforce it.
Understood that part, yes.
In touch with the sheriff. He's been out there, and he will now have the authority to write the tickets.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
This next item is change order number 3 with Blair Construction for the Miramar Drive Storm Sewer Extension Project. This is final change order to close out the project. There were 2 previous change orders under $20,000, both approved by staff. This change order is for $119,339.18. This was to cover additional driveways that had to be removed and replaced, additional fencing. There's 2 additional runs of pipe that were needed in order to drain some areas that weren't identified in the design plans. This would put the total project cost right at about 6% over budget. And it would be funded out of 1722 SPOS as the original project. Staff recommends approval of the change order.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
This next item is the 2026 Local Maintenance Improvement Grant Project List and Application. This year, our formula equates to the county receiving $2,143,819.46. That's prior to our 10% match. Staff has also identified some savings in the 2024 and 2025 LMIG and LRA programs of a total of $763,320.73. So with LMIG, our 10% match, and the savings, we were asking for a total project budget of $3,121,522.14. This is the project list we would like to apply for to receive the LMIG funding. Don't have to apply any funds at this point. We're only required to provide a commitment of our 10% match to apply. So we're requesting approval of the LMIG application and to authorize the chairman to sign all the required documents.
Quick question, how did you choose the roads?
How do we establish the road list? This is a function of we maintain a road list, so whenever we get calls from residents or staff or the board, we put together a list each year when we have funds come available either through LMIG or LRA or additional TAVT funds. We go through that list, we reassess all those roads, we try to group them together because we get better prices if we put the road packages in regions. And that's basically how it's done. This is a staff compiled list that's been assessed by our road construction staff, and these are the most needed in this area.
In 2025, there was some additional funding that was allocated, correct, from the state or?
That's the LRA program, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Predict that to happen in 26?
It happened in 24 and 25. I can look into it. I do not know.
Okay.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
This next item is to rescind the contract with United Signs for the Gateway Signage and Landscaping Project. These are for the large signs on I-20, one in the eastbound direction on Appling Harlem interchange, and one in the westbound direction at the Bel Air interchange on I-20. The board approved the contract earlier this year with United Signs. As staff was gathering bonds, verifying bonds, we realized there were some issues with their bonds. Their bid bond was not legitimate. So we worked with procurement, determined that their bid itself was then considered unresponsive if their bid bond was not legitimate. So therefore, we're asking to rescind this contract with United Signs. The original approved amount was $275,872.32, and we were going to go with the next bidder with the next item for your consideration.
So there's no penalty for rescinding because
I'm sorry, say again?
I just was asking if there was a penalty for rescinding the contract. Found the bond issue there.
Shouldn't be. Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
This next item is the bidding contract with Triscapes LLC for the Gateway Signage and Landscaping Project. This is the next lowest bidder in the amount of $345,831.77 for the gateway signs on I-20. The contractor will have 120 calendar days to complete the work. Funded out of TAVT. Staff recommends approval.
Consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
This next item is a contract with Anderson Environmental Incorporated for property abatement, demolition, and removal services on the Hereford Farm Road widening project. This is for 3 homes located on one parcel off of Cox Road that need to be abated and demolished in accordance with GDOT's process. So they have to be a GDOT approved contractor. Funded out of House Bill 170. The total amount is $37,222. I have 6 weeks from the issuance of notice.
Move to consent.
So moved. Next.
This is a contract with UES Professional Services, or UES Professional Solutions 18 LLC, geotechnical services on the Wrightsboro Road widening project. In May of this year, the board approved a contract with Finish to deliver the design phase of the Wrightsboro Road widening project. Since that contract's been approved, it's been determined that a pavement evaluation and limited phase 1 environmental site assessment are required. Staff procured a geotechnical services firm through the GDOT's requirements for federally funded projects. UES Professional Solutions 18 was the most qualified. Staff negotiated with them, and for the required scope, they've proposed $49,048.13. This is currently shown to be programmed out of TIA discretionary if approved. However, we will seek reimbursement of 80% of that through the MPO if it's approved. Staff recommends approval.
Second.
So moved. Next.
This item is a change order number 2 to the contract with Pond and Company for expanded preliminary engineering services related to the realignment of North Fairview Drive. Earlier this year, the board approved the contract with Pond for the PE services for the Clary Cut Road Old Union realignment project. It's a TIA-funded project. With that project, because we are pulling Old Union from the intersection of Fairview and realigning it to intersect with Clary Cut, we were going to make some minor improvements to the Fairview intersection to improve the skew. However, after some recent accidents, severe accidents at the location, staff provided a change order to Pond and Company to do an alternative intersection improvement study to see what the best solution was for that intersection. Following that study, they developed a concept that shows realigning North Fairview, swinging it up about 600 feet north of where it currently intersects at a high point on Appling Harlem to improve sight distance in both directions and remove the skew. I worked with county administration, with Commissioner Couch, and we met with the District 2 engineer, Corbett Reynolds. He found additional funding to fund only this, but also the construction of the additional improvements at North Fairview. He's committed to it. The TIA office has since committed to the funding. So this is for the design portion to expand Pond's engineering scope. They propose $133,165 for the additional survey, the geotech, prior rights research, and the design for all of this. Again, it will be funded out of TIA 2. Staff recommends approval.
It's a great, that's great news because as we all know that lived out there at different times of our life, I mean, all know people who have died right there at that intersection, so.
Yes, I'm certain this project will save lives,
Yes.
and I appreciate you all for hard on it.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
And this last item is the acceptance of improvements at Greenpoint Phase 3 to include the road, storm, water, and sewer systems, along with the right-of-way and easements with those improvements as shown on the plat prepared surveying. This would be accepted contingent on staff's approval. Staff recommends acceptance.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Thank you. Any legal matters this morning? Staff reports. Back to Mr. Gordon.
Yes, I have the year-to-date budget report and the water and sewer construction projects report, and I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have.
I saw there was some blasting done, I think, last week. Was that for the sewer force main?
That was not the force main, that was for the interceptor, the one coming from Harlem.
Okay. questions. On to Mr. Titus.
We have the roadway projects report, which we've added the MPO projects at the end, as well as the roadway resurfacing report for your questions you may have.
Paved a lot of roads.
Okay. No questions, thank you. Do we have any public comment this morning? I think we have one executive session item. How would you like to proceed with that?
Motion to move it to the full.
So moved. We will adjourn at 8:56.